Hey everyone, welcome to the another episode. This is your friend Himanshu Advani. And for those who are listening for the first time, let me introduce a bit about myself. I own a digital marketing company named Divas DBU Triple Z. And today we have very special guest joining to us, which will teach us about how you can create a profitable sales funnel for your business. So let's welcome Mr. Abhishek Satapathy to our show. Welcome, Abhishek.
Hello everyone. Yeah, thank you very much, Himanshu, for inviting me in here. Hello everyone.
Right. So I would like to say, please introduce something about yourself to our audience.
Okay, so my name is Abhishek Satpathy. I'm the founder of an organization called CNET IT Solutions. I have been running a digital agency since last 12 years. I would not say a digital agency since 12 years, but yeah, it's been a digital agency for last 5 years, since 2016. But before that, I was only into website and SEO. Okay. So if you, since website is also part of your digital marketing services, so I can say the whole journey of digital marketing has been of around 12 and a half years for me. Uh, so I started from website designing. Like I was in I was just 17, and I was in my 11th standard. So I, out of curiosity, I just got to learn about website designing, and then I started my website design agency. After designing few websites for my clients, then I realized designing a website is not enough. We also have to market it. We also have to promote it. So
Right,
then
right.
I came across this thing called internet marketing. So I learned it. Then I started doing blogs, and through that learned internet marketing. And once I was confident that I can deliver results for my clients, then I also started serving clients for digital marketing services. Meanwhile, my education was also going on. So I did my engineering, I did my MBA. In 2015, when my education got completed, I thought of taking some industry experience. So I had a physical team of 4 or 5 designers and developers in my office. So I closed down my physical office and went to Mumbai for joining a digital agency there. Now this was a turning point, like a turning point in my career, because I got to learn a lot of things while working in a proper digital agency, because I got to work with some branded clients there. Okay, like Milton was there, Haldirams was there, DHFL was there, likewise some premium brands of India. So
Right.
I was designing digital marketing strategies for those clients. So after some 10, 11 months, I came back home on a vacation. But then I fell sick. It was jaundice. So the doctor advised me to take 2 to 3 weeks of rest, and even the doctor also advised that you need to eat home cooked food for next 2 3 months at least, which was of course not possible there, because I was living in a hostel kind of situation there. So I resigned from here only, from my hometown. So then that was a very bad phase of my life, because of
You
course I
you
lost
you
my
were
job.
you were
um,
ill.
yes,
ill.
I was ill. I lost my job, and I did not had a lot of savings with me as well. So and to top it up, I was also going through a breakup at that time. So it was really it was a very tough phase for me. uh, it took me around 4 to 6 months to recover from that situation, and I invested that time on my self education. Then I learned about Facebook ads and all. Was a very the period of dilemma, or the period of when you are clueless of what to do next. Okay, a lot of entrepreneurs go through that
Tough
situation where
moment.
you're not sure what should you do next. Okay, so this was that kind of period for me. Then I decided, restart this thing, the agency thing. So I started like a proper digital agency in my hometown in Bhubaneswar. uh, it took me around again 2 3 months more to get my first client. In 2016 I got my first client for Facebook ads. Then it was a school. Basically, it was a like proper school. So I generated leads for them, and I helped them generate around 1 crore of revenue, which is like, if you have international audience, it should be somewhere around $150,000, right? So uh, so that was my start, and then things went on. And I have been also into training for last 2.5 years. So I'm into digital marketing training and coaching, as well as I run an agency. So that's about me.
Amazing, amazing. Like when world is in recession in 2008, you started your company, learning the things, turning different molds, learning new, getting new hand and experience. I mean, amazing, very inspirational story. So now
Thank you.
we would like to quickly move to our topic. Like, what exactly is sales funnel?
Okay. So I came to know about sales funnels in 2018, I guess, when I came across this wonderful guy called Russell Brunson. He's the king of funnels. So and this thing was very fascinating, right? Because I was doing marketing campaigns before that for my clients as well, but I was not aware of this thing called sales funnel. And when I started using sales funnel, it really improved the kind of campaigns I'm doing and the kind of results I'm driving. Now coming back to your question, what is a sales funnel? It's basically the process or the journey you are taking your customers in. Okay, for example, like it's the journey of your customers from the moment they come to know about you till you convert them into your customer, or when you acquire them as your customer. Okay, so now what happens is, like you can also do marketing and capture like acquire customers without a funnel. But what happens is, the effectiveness or the efficiency is not that good compared to a funnel. Let me give an example, so that you'll understand. Let's not talk about marketing. Let's take a different example. For example, I met my dream girl, and I fell in love with her instantly. Now it was my first meet. Okay, so love at first sight. So I fell in love with her in the first meet. So she doesn't know me earlier, and I have also not met her earlier.
Earlier.
So what should be my next step? Shall I go ahead and propose her directly?
I mean, the possibility of getting no is more rather than getting
Yes,
yes.
it's almost 99.9% chances are that uh, she will say no, right? But what is the logical step? What should I do? That I should first understand her, right? I need to know her background, like what she does, where is she living. Maybe I'll go
What are
check her
her
Instagram
likes?
and Facebook profile. Yeah, what are her likes, interest, desire, like dislikes. I need to understand her first, right? And then what I'll do is I'll try to approach her in different ways. Uh, maybe I'll try to connect with her on Facebook. I'll start chatting with her, or maybe in some kind of thing, in some way I will get in touch with her. Then I'll start building the rapport or relationship with her. And then once I see that she is comfortable with me, now I'll start dating with her. And then at some point when I feel that she is comfortable with me, uh, after that, if I propose her, there is a better chance that she might say yes, right? But if I'm proposing it in the first stage, it will definitely be a no. So that is the exact difference between marketing with a funnel and without a funnel. Okay. So without a funnel, what we are doing, most of the businesses do that blunder. They directly try to pitch their product, even if they do not know, do not understand the customer's requirement, or the customer is also not aware about you. Okay. So
Agreed.
that is a blunder that a lot of business do. So what sales funnels does is we take the customer in a proper journey, so that they do not feel that we are actually selling them something. We improve their experience throughout this journey, and of course that brings in more conversion for our business. So yeah,
Right,
that's
right.
what sales funnel is.
Right. The amazing example. I guess now no one will ever confuse in what sales funnel is. So, with this, we are moving to our next question. I mean, what are the like exact steps to
Yeah.
create a perfect sales funnel? I mean, what someone should follow to create perfect sales funnel?
Okay. Okay. See, you need to first understand your customer. Like in the example I said, you need to understand their background, like who my customer is exactly. Okay, what is his or her age group, gender, location, these are the demography data. Okay, apart from that, you also need to understand their psychography data, which is what are their goals, objectives, challenges, what are their motivations, what are their concerns. Okay, so once you understand these things, you can plan your communication or message accordingly. Now, I would also like to tell you about another part of the funnel, which is called your value ladder. Okay, value ladder is something that you need to structure your products in such a way that there is less barrier in the customer's journey. Okay, like there are four stages of a value ladder. There is something called a lead magnet. Then the second step is called tripwire. Third step is your core product, and fourth step is maximizer. Now let me tell you what these things are all.
Right,
First of all, the first stage is called your lead magnet. What is a lead magnet? Something that you give your customers for free. Okay, like when you are running your ad, or you're driving traffic from AC, or whichever traffic sources you're using, uh, the first stage is you need to give them some thing for
value for
free,
free.
which is, yes, which has a value for them, but you are giving them for free. Okay, it can be a ebook, it can be a video, it can be a course, it can be a discount coupon, or it can even be a consulting call. Okay, something that you're going to give them for free, but that product should have some kind of value in their life, or in their and it should be related to your core product, the main product you are going to sell them. So once they start consuming your lead magnet, then you will try to sell them a small ticket product. Okay, why a small ticket product? Because the main reason customers don't buy from you is because they do not trust you. Okay, so there is something called trust barrier. And the trust barrier can be more in case of if the value of the product is more. Okay, the more the value of the product, the price of the product, the more will be this trust barrier. Okay, so to break that trust barrier, what we will do is we will sell them a small ticket product. Okay. Now small ticket can be like the
Anything.
amount of the small, thing is can be related to what your core product is. For example, if my core product, my main product is worth $100 or $1,000, so my tripwire can be somewhere around $50 or $100. So this is done just to make them
Comfortable.
experience your product. Yes. Okay. Like for example, if you can take a Netflix, most of us use Netflix, right? So what you can see is when you go to Netflix website, you will see that they have a 30-day free trial. Okay. I'm not sure about other countries, but in India they are offering a 30-day free trial. Okay. But to get that to activate that 30-day free trial, you have to punch in your card details, right? Now he's not taking any payment here from you, but even if you're entering your card details, that means you're serious about that product.
Right,
And
right.
if you do not cancel that order within the 30 days, they can start charging you from the next month. Okay. So that can also be a tripwire. But normally what people do is they take some payment. Okay. In some cases, you might see that people charge, like businesses charge $1 or $2 for consuming that product for 1 month or
Just
2 months.
sake for seriousness and
Yes,
experiencing
yes.
their service.
And during that period, they start and like experience your start using your product, and you give them a lot of value and experience during that process, and then they will gradually get attracted towards your core product, which is your main product. Now some of them will upgrade to the core product. Definitely, that's why we are calling it a funnel, because the structure of a funnel, if you can see, it's broad in the top and narrow in the bottom.
Bottom.
So people get filtered. For example, in the top of the funnel there will be 1,000 people. In the second phase, maybe in the tripwire, there will be some 100 or 200 people, and from that might be 40 or 50 people will enroll into your core product. And then what we can do is, there are something called profit maximizers. What profit maximizer does is, it you can upsell products. Okay, now what is an upsell? For example, you bought a new laptop for yourself. Now the laptop costs around $500 per se. Now the salesperson will tell you, the laptop comes with 1 year warranty. Now if you want more peace of mind, you what you can do is, you can take a extended warranty for maybe just $50 extra. Okay. So you have 1 year warranty, and now you will get 2 more years of extended warranty, so you can have peace of mind for the next 3 years.
Right,
So
right,
to
right.
protect your investment of $500, you have now invested another $50 on that product. Okay. So that is an upsell.
Right, right, right.
Likewise, we can also do cross sells. Cross sell is something related to that product. Okay, maybe I'm buying a smartphone, or maybe that laptop. I'm buying a laptop. The salesperson can sell me a carry case, or the laptop bag, or maybe some softwares related to that. So those will all be cross sell products. Okay, so these are all called profit maximizers, because you have already got your profit in the core product, but you are generating more profit out of that same customer through these upsells and cross sells. So
Perfect.
that is how you need to structure your products in your customers journey. Now there is also something called the custom buyer journey, which we can talk, maybe we can talk in some next questions. So this is how you need to structure your products. If you structure your product in this way, there will be less resistance from the customer,
Right, 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 right.
and you can run your campaigns more effectively.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like we have learned how we can create a series of steps to launch our first campaign. So, with this question, I
Yes.
just as a curiosity generated one more question. What do you like to recommend
Yeah.
if any beginner is like want to launch their first campaign? What are the things he should take care of? Like someone who is trying to launch his first sales funnel, what are the necessary
Okay.
steps?
Okay. So first of all, they need to understand their customer. That is the first and the most important thing.
Right.
Second thing is,
Customer
you
is a
need
king.
to have your, yeah. So your product and your offer should be like, it should be properly structured. And the third thing is, you need to use the proper tools and systems for your funnels. Okay. Now when I talk about systems, why it is important? Because we cannot do things manually. Okay, like there are offline funnels as well, but when we are talking about sales funnels, it's mostly about driving people on the internet. So
Right.
for that,
And
we
we
need
are
to ma-
and we are
we need
talking about
yeah.
digital marketing, so digital medium
Yes.
must be used.
Yes, obviously. So we need to, now the technical aspect of the funnel is that, the sales funnel is that we need to have proper flow of pages. Okay, like for example, if you're we talked about Netflix. So in case of Netflix, what you do is, you see the ads on Facebook or Google or some in different platform. Then you click on the ad, then you land into a particular page. Now that page is called a it can be
Landing
a
page.
sales page or it can be an opt-in page, okay, which is called a landing page. Now what is a opt-in page? It will be a small page where the business captures the contact details of the visitor, okay. Because until and unless you have the contact details, you have their email id or phone number, you cannot follow up with them, okay. So the first page should be your opt-in page, where you are capturing their contact details, which is called lead generation, okay. We capture their leads first in that phase. Now once we have their email id, we can connect an email autoresponder with that, okay. There are a lot of email autoresponder softwares, like there is Mailchimp, there is GetResponse, and few other tools. So whichever tool suits your business and your budget, you can connect one email autoresponder with the page. So once the user fills in their email id, that email id uh, gets transferred to your autoresponder tool. Now in the email autoresponder tool, what you can do is you can set up some sequences of emails. Since it is an email automation tool, why we are calling it as email automation tool? Because it can send emails, like we can set up a sequence and it will send the emails automatically on the basis of what instructions we have given them. So you need to give them some value in for the next 2-3 days. You can set up multiple number of emails during this period, and then you will gradually take them into sales, okay. Like you will first try to do some soft sales in your emails. Now you need to have good copywriting skills for writing those email copies. uh, and during that you will gradually take them, like attract them towards your product, okay. And at some point you need to give them a page, give them a link to the page where they can actually make the payment and get into your platform.
Product or service.
So yeah, product or service or platform, whichever is as per the business. Now once they pay, they get into your system. Now you need to have now once they make the payment, you also need to take them into a thank you page, which is the order confirmation page or thank you page. So that is a part of your funnel. So here what we came across some 2-3 pages, like we bring them to the opt-in page first. Then after nurturing them through emails, we bring them into an order page or a sales page, and then the customer pays us in that page. And once they make the payment, we then take them into a confirmation page, okay. So this can be a flow. So this is a system, right? We need to know, like the flow in the customer flow of the customer's journey. So we need to plan this properly, and we need to set up all the systems and the pages that are coming in this process properly, so that user doesn't feel any resistance in between. Yeah.
Right. I mean, systems are very important for like making things very simple. Like
Yes.
it will be work on a
Yes.
autopilot mode. Someone is filling that data and email
Yes.
sequence is going on. Right.
Yeah.
So like
Otherwise, it will be a very headache. Like if we start doing manually, then it will be very hard for us to scale the business.
right. And it also become very hectic. You need more manpower and resources to like do a thing.
Yes.
And it will ultimately
Right.
increase cost as well.
Right.
Right. So like there is a very like question, how to make your customer from one sales funnel to one point to point B. I mean, how this will work. I mean, how people can make someone from their point A of funnel to point B. So what is your take on
Okay.
this?
uh, for that you need to understand this customer journey, which I had not shared in the last question. So this is the I guess this is the time when we can talk about the buyer journey. Now there are 4 stages of a buyer when a buyer tries to buy your product, or you drive them into in your funnels. There are 4 stages or 4 kind of decisions that a customer might take. Like for example, let's take let's take the example of that laptop thing. Okay, you plan to buy a laptop. Now what you like there are four stages. That is, there is something called awareness, then interest or consideration, sometimes we call it interest, sometimes we call it consideration, then decision and action. Okay, so what these four stages are, let me explain. So first stage is awareness, when you are aware about your problem but you are not aware about your solution. Like for example, I know that
You want
laptop
laptop.
can help me. Yeah, I want laptop, but I'm not sure what kind of laptop I need, or what should be the features, what should be the specifications or not. Okay, so I just know that I need a laptop and it can help me grow, set up my it can help me in my business or in my entertainment or whatever. So that is the awareness page. So in awareness page we need to create different content. Now I'll come to the content part later on once I explain the stages. So the second stage will be the interest or consideration phase, where the customer is aware about the problem as well as the solution, and he is actually evaluating the options that are available with him. Okay. Like for example, in the laptop case, I now know that I need a laptop, and I'm clear about my budget, my specifications, and brands and all. Okay, but I have two three different options here. Okay, maybe some laptop from Lenovo, some laptop from maybe Apple MacBook, or some
HP, Dell,
different
any
three four
brand.
options I have. Yeah, any brand. Now I need to choose one between them. So that is the consideration phase. So what I'll do is I'll check their reviews, check their specifications, compare between them, and then finally I will take a decision to pick one of them. So then I come into the decision phase, where I have decided that I am going to take this particular laptop. Now still the sales is not closed yet. Okay, for the business, for the salesperson, the sales is not closed yet until and unless the customer actually pays for that product. Okay, so when the customer actually pays and buys that product, that is the action phase. Okay, so so there shouldn't be any resistance in this flow. Like when the customer is in the awareness phase, we need to create different contents for different stages. Okay, when the customer is in the awareness phase, we need to create contents that can help them take the decision of why do they need the laptop, and what features do they actually need in that laptop. Okay, now when the customer is in the interest or consideration phase, we need to create the contents to show why our particular brand or our particular product is better than the others. Okay, because customer will be comparing between the products. Now in the decision phase, they have already taken the decision that they are going with your brand. Okay, or whichever brand they are going with. So in this phase, what they need is they look for trust signals in this phase. Okay, maybe they will try to search reviews about your product, ratings and reviews. They will try to search the budget or the price of your product. Okay, this kind of things they will try to search. So we have to create contents around that, so that our product shows as a cost effective product for them. So there are some concepts called scarcity and urgency that we use to take
Generate a
them
quick
from that
swell.
take them from the decision phase to the action phase. Like for example, you can see there will be some offers that will say that you will get 50% discount when you buy the product right now or today. So there we are creating urgency. Otherwise the business can say that we have only five products of this five in stocks of this product. So already two have been sold, there are only three products left. So that creates because you are already in the decision phase, so you are already interested to buy that product. So then your decision making process will be faster because
Right,
of that
right.
urgency and scarcity. So yeah, so you need to structure your communication or your contents in the funnel, and the flow should be like very smooth. Now there shouldn't be resistance in between. There shouldn't be any gap within these stages. So that's how you need to plan your funnels.
Right. With this question, I just generated one question more, like how can someone as a business owner, as an agency, or as someone who is generating sales funnel for him, can judge that their funnels are working correctly or not, or is it profitable or not? So what are the criteria that you can judge your funnel is right or it's working correct?
Okay. Okay. So you need to keep an eye on your analytics. Okay, again, analytics is a very important part of digital marketing, because you need to see the numbers in every stage. So we can have different KPIs, different in like numbers for different stages. Like for example, when we are driving customers to our landing page, where we are capturing the leads, so we can see the we can calculate the ratio of visitor to leads conversion. Okay, so it's called visitor to lead conversion ratio. Okay, for example, I'm 100 people come into my landing page and 10 out of them are fill in their email ID. So my visitor to lead conversion ratio will be 10%, right? So
Right.
I need to keep an eye on that number. If that number is like the industry standard is almost 10 to 20%. So if I'm doing like I'm getting 5% of lead like visitor to lead ratio, then there is something wrong in that part of my funnel. So I need to fix that. Maybe I need to improve my copywriting of that page, or maybe I need to improve the design of that landing page, or I need to figure out where is the exact issue. Now likewise, I need to track every step of like from lead to customer conversion. I need to check that ratio as well. And one of the other things I can do in this phase is I can do A/B testing. What A/B testing is, for example, I'm bringing them to a landing page, and what I can do is I can create two different landing pages for the same product, drive half of the audience to landing page A and half of them to the landing page B, and I will see which landing page is giving me better results. Okay. So that can be, even that can be automated through systems and like the funnel softwares. Like ClickFunnels is a software that I would recommend for a beginner. Once you're comfortable with ClickFunnels, you can move to other other tools as well. But yeah, that's how you need to do a lot of A/B testing in the beginning, and you need to take decisions on the basis of the analytics or the data you have in your hand,
Right, right,
and keep on
right.
optimizing that funnel.
Right. Even I also use ClickFunnel for my sales funnel. So it
Mhm.
is a very nice
Yeah,
software.
that's a great software. That's a really great software for, especially for a beginner, because if once you understand Russell Brunson, like I said, he's the king of funnels. So you not just get the product or the tool in the ClickFunnels, you get to learn a lot of things about funnels. Okay, so for example, whatever I have learned about funnels, I have learned everything from Russell Brunson and ClickFunnels. So that makes our setup easy, the ClickFunnels software. Now once you're comfortable with that, you understand. Now I understand the in and outs of funnels, how to structure different pages in a funnel, how to connect the email autoresponder, how to connect different systems. So once I am comfortable with all the systems, then I can move to other tools and systems. So
Right,
but ideally you should start with ClickFunnels. That's the best way to start.
right. Once you learn all the jacks, it's easy to move with any of the software and tools.
Right, right.
So, like with these questions, I just want to ask. I mean, what do you think? What are the biggest reasons why sales funnel fails? I mean, most of the people stuck at sales funnel, like their funnels are not working correctly. So, what are the reasons behind this?
Okay. There might be 2 3 reasons of this. Maybe they are targeting the they are showing the wrong product to the right audience. Okay. or maybe the wrong or right product to the wrong audience, vice versa. So there can be an issue with the targeting or the audience that you're bringing into your funnels. That might be a issue, or there might be some leakages within your funnels. Now, what is a leakage? That means people are not moving in your funnels smoothly. Okay, like for example, I have a lead generation page, I have an opt-in page. People are not able to put like the input is not working, or maybe your brand message is not that catchy or that interesting for them. So that can be an issue. Like your messaging can be issue, targeting can be an issue, or maybe you're not able to connect with the audience. Maybe your copy is wrong. Okay, the copywriting is also very important factor in your funnel. So you need to take care of your copywriting, you need to take care of the audience, and you need to take care of the messaging. Again, messaging is the same as your copywriting, but yeah, the customer should get connected with the message, or uh, mm, with the
What brand
communication you're
wants
doing with them.
what brands wants to
Yeah.
communicate to their user.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
But system wise, I don't think there will be much issue, because if you're using ClickFunnels or products like that, then system wise there would not be an issue. But yeah, if you're using any third party tool, uh, again, another issue can be in your system. You have to check on those things, but that doesn't happen much. The main issue, like in 90% cases, the issue is with either your audience or with your messaging.
Right. So, like, I mean, very well explained. So now I guess people can figure out why their sales funnel are not working. They are either targeting
Hmm.
the wrong users, or like they have not a compelling message that attracts their user. So these two
Right.
are the
Right.
biggest reasons why sales funnels fail. And
Yeah.
lastly, with like it's a very valuable session, and before ending this session, I would like to say that would you like to give our audience, a user, any of the pro tip or a message, like how anything that you can share related to funnels?
Okay. uh I would say that the two things we discussed, the fail why the funnel fails. So you need to spend more time on those two issues. You need to find your right audience, and you need to get your message right. So like you need to spend more time on your copywriting and the user experience. The three things you need to consider. You need to target the right audience. You need to set your messages right, set your copywriting thing sorted. And the third thing is, you need to set up a proper system or proper funnel that that takes the user in a like smooth journey. Once you have if the journey is not smooth, they will obviously they will get out of your funnel at some point. So those are the three things you need to take care of. So
Right,
user
right,
experience is one of the main important factor here.
right. Customer is the king, and you have to value your customer.
Right. Right.
All right. So once again, Abhishek, thanks for joining us today and giving your like valuable, priceless information and your time to our audience, learning about how you can launch your sales funnel.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here.
All right. So this is Himanshu Advani. Hope to see you in next video. Signing off for now.